Right, so here I am today with a friend of mine called Craig, and the reason why I've asked him to come and talk is because we're going to talk about, I guess, sexuality, and I guess if you stray from the norm of the normal heterosexual sexuality, maybe what is that journey like, and hopefully Craig is going to give me some insights into his own journey, and we're going to try and get the topic a little bit more understood for maybe people that go through that journey and maybe not at a place where they're comfortable yet in coming out and being open. Yeah, something like that. You're right, Craig. I mean, that was somewhat of a mumbled start, but we're going to roll with it anyway,
Yeah,
right?
I'll go with it.
Okay, then. Question one. When did you first think that you might be gay, and what did you think about it at the time? Can you remember?
So I probably would have been mid-teens where I thought I might be slightly different to my friends around me. What did I think? I didn't really know what to think at the time, to be fair. I hadn't known anyone in the LGBT plus community at that point. But I just knew there was something different about me.
So when you say different, do you mean that you're sexually attracted to the same sex?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, and just out of interest, right? How did that feel, right? I mean, I assume, are you talking about you sexually attracted to some friends at the time, mid-teens? Are you talking like, you don't have to name names or anything. Like, I'm just intrigued, all of a sudden you started thinking, oh my God, I might...
So I was with some friends, and they brought some of their friends along to a party that we were going to, and there was just a guy there that I thought was hot.
Yeah. Right.
And I hadn't really thought that before.
Right. Okay. That's okay. So I guess mid-teens, you've all of a sudden discovered maybe I'll have some desires for the same sex.
Yeah.
Did you question it at that point?
Yeah. Like a little bit, but I didn't really think anything of it. I just sort of thought,
oh, he's hot. Some tendencies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember also watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer and thinking, oh, Spike's hot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's it. I mean, that's interesting. I suppose at what stage? I think as a, I think I'm somewhat of a, I can say a guy's good looking and stuff like that, but I guess, or I could say, I could generally think he's a pretty sexy man, but not like have a desire to want to do anything with them, I guess,
Yeah.
But I suppose if you're having those sort of further desires, I suppose it opens up to a different sort of questions that are you asking yourself that, or are you trying to ignore it? So, because from going from thinking you're heterosexual to...
I tried to ignore it for a number of years.
Right.
Like I said, because I didn't know anyone else that was LGBT.
Yes.
So...
Because you're scared to address it, or...?
Yeah, I think so. Like I was brought up, my father was in the RAF, so...
Right. Not many people in the forces are openly gay, or
it's getting better.
Yeah.
It's getting better. I've got a couple of friends that are in the forces that are... they're LGBT+. They're not...
And are they open about it within the forces?
They are now, yes.
Yeah?
But they weren't when they first joined.
I don't know about the forces, other than my brother was in the Navy, but that always carries somewhat jokingly. But I wonder if historically are you allowed? I know that sounds crazy in this day and age, but did it used to be allowed? I don't know. No, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
probably
it didn't
not.
Used to be allowed. So,
but it is allowed now.
Yeah, if you were, you have to hide it.
Right. Okay. Right, so moving on to the next question. So when did you first come out?
Yeah.
Or, admit to yourself or openly share with somebody that you felt, you had a different sexuality? And I guess, without naming names, who did you trust enough to share it with the first time? And did they already know? Did they...
So... yeah, this is an interesting one. So I was on a dating website many years ago now.
For men or women?
For both.
For both.
For both. And I had a guy message me, and we started chatting. Got on really well. So.
And was that the first time you were willing to explore it? Then was it, or like actively seek somebody for an experience?
Yeah.
Right. And just out of interest, why were you also looking for women? Was you feeling you might be bi at that point?
I wasn't looking for either. I was just
seeing who's out there you might get some action from. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. All right. Fair play. Fair play. Okay. So when did you first actually say to somebody, a friend or a family member, how did it go down?
Who did I first tell? That is a very good question. I don't think I really ever told anyone. I think a lot of people just kind of guessed.
Right.
And then, like, when I started dating a guy, no one kind of batted an eyelid.
Really?
Yeah.
What about your family in
that? There's been issues, but I think a lot of the time there's a lot for a lot of people, but they've just let me get on with who I want to be.
So what's interesting from my ears is to say, I mean that's great, right? That's kind of what I suppose we would like, you know, if you went and done something, explored your thing, and people didn't really say anything, just let you get on with it, which is great.
Yeah.
But didn't anyone because we assume unless they're openly like camp.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're not like overly camp, are you? Not really. I don't feel you are. So I suppose we assume, and it is an assumption that people are going to be straight. So what I mean is to then kind of just you've gone from to that into a relationship with a guy, and you say no one batted an eyelid. Weren't people saying, "Oh, great, you know"? Right?
I dated women beforehand. Like there probably were questions, but I just didn't really pay attention to them. I was happy, and that's
what in a relationship with a woman.
No, with a guy.
With a guy, but what about before that? Were you in any relationships with women?
Yeah.
Sexual relationships?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I know these are personal questions. I do apologise, but I assume to say like you before that you accept within yourself that you're into guys, and so you're with a woman.
Yeah.
And you're having sex with a woman.
Yeah.
You know, I would only imagine that there is a level of arousal or a level of desire that happens within that action.
Yeah.
Does that feel somewhat fake, or does that do you feel, or are you just getting your jolly on and you can kind of like I don't know.
I was happy up to a point.
Right.
I was happy up to a point. We were in a sexual relationship. Everything was good. There was just something that I was like, I don't know if I like this or not.
Right. So do you question, like at that point, so you've been with a woman, something don't quite feel right, you then explore being with a man, that feels right.
Yeah.
But I suppose at that point, do you not question maybe whether you're bi? Or do you just say, see you later to that wasn't for me, even though I might have enjoyed it at the time, I enjoy this way more? Personal questions, right?
I just enjoy being with men more than I do with women.
Right, okay.
Like, since I came out, I have been in relationships with both men and women, but mostly men.
So are you bi? I'm not sure.
No.
I'm actually no, you're not. No. Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to understand it myself. You know. Okay. So people were generally quite open and accepting within your family and friends.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was good.
Yeah. kind of answered that question. Okay, so we're gonna get on to talking about a little bit about Pride. You know,
Okay.
it's quite a big event once a year that they do. Certainly all over this country, I think. Do they?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
So I guess so. The question is, it's quite a long-winded question,
Okay.
right? So with Pride being such a well-celebrated event now in lots of countries, do you think personally that it helps people come to terms with their sexuality and knowing that many people out there are celebrating their own individuality and their own sexuality within that?
I think it gives people a really safe space to be able to come along to, even if they don't understand their sexuality at that point in time.
Right.
They can come along to a space where they'll be accepted for
Yeah.
whoever they are,
Uh-huh.
and they'll be able to have a good time,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah. So I think, you know, I'm sure that there's plenty of, or some, right, guys that might just have heterosexual. Not saying you're not a guy. I didn't want that to sound wrong, but you know what I mean. Yeah, you kind of grow up probably in certain environments where, you know, your masculinity is encouraged, that you express it in ways relating to females that,
Yeah,
you know,
the whole.
yes, but I
You've got
imagine
to-
within that, some guys might, you know, go through that internal questioning, and for those type of people, they might not know anybody that is within that community, and I guess something like Pride, you know, might. I guess for someone like that, maybe going along to something like that and seeing, you know, it always looks great fun. People dress up,
Yeah.
you know, and I suppose for anybody questioning, and for them not to feel alone, right?
Yeah.
I guess an event like that is
Yeah.
super powerful.
Yeah, it's a really good event to show that we are here and we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and that's great. I kind of feel like, just off topic slightly, but I think they do it in America. I don't know whether they do it in this country, but there is a Mad Pride. You ever heard of that?
I haven't, no.
So I believe, I haven't looked too far into it, but it's for people with mental health problems.
Okay.
And the idea is, I suppose, it's somewhat like Pride, but mad, being, you know, having a bit of fun around mental health challenges, and raising awareness and celebrating diversity in a different way. And I want that to happen in this area. I want it to happen way more. I think that will be but you know, maybe we'll start one. I mean, I say that tongue in cheek, jokingly, but
it's a lot of effort to set up a Pride.
I'm sure, but shouldn't it be out there? Do you
Yeah,
know,
it
you
should
think
be.
about what Pride does for the LGBTQ plus community, and how that helps people. You know, a lot of people are ashamed, feel alone with all sorts of mental health challenges. I feel like there should be something equally as grand of a celebration. Like, no one wants to celebrate they've got a mental health problem, but being alone and feeling ashamed is not.
It doesn't help the situation. No.
Okay, that's so Craig. So, how do you personally, following on from the Pride conversation, how do you personally deal with somebody with homophobic attitudes? You know, the world is changing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is great.
We're in a better place than we were even sort of 5-10 years ago. Like, most of the time I'll just ignore it. But it's about trying to have a conversation with people and trying to get them to understand that you're no different from them.
But can you have, like, in reality, somebody that's homophobic? Can you have a reasonable conversation with somebody that has beliefs that ingrained, or are you best to, you know?
You can attempt to have a conversation with them, and that's what moves us forward, is the fact of having a conversation with people and trying to get our point across to them.
Yeah. And how do you think you best challenge it?
Just ask, what's the problem? What's the issue? Why do you think what we're doing is wrong?
Yeah. When I used to do some campaigning with mental health, one of the activities that they chose to do, it was an event called So Me, but it was about, you'd have a profile on the wall about your interests, personal interests, you know, around a variety of kind of headings, and people would come along and see what your profile was, and people would potentially have some things in common with you. Then they'd want to sit down and talk with you, and then you could bring into conversation about mental health. And it really, what it was about was being relatable to somebody, so they could relate to you. And I guess you try to raise awareness, changing attitudes. Through a genuine connection. You know, which I think is really useful way to do it.
It's a hard thing to do, but like you say, trying to build a connection in some way, shape, or form that can overcome the differences is a positive.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree. So you'd say to anyone out there that faces, you know, a homophobic attitude, what do people do about it? Obviously, you know, it's hard to totally give an answer for that.
Yeah.
You know. Seek support.
Yeah, I mean, seek support from people. Speak to your friends and family. Say this is going on.
Do you find the LGBTQ plus community and I mean, to do them type of conversations must go on within supporting each other through similar, you know, is that might be a good place to
and there's a lot of people around here that will do lots of different things to try and support you within the community.
And you would assume, given the size of Pride and stuff now, that might happen in various locations. Can't say for sure, but you assume, right? Okay then, so this is an interesting one. We're getting through these, right? So somebody that's personally not in the LGBTQ plus community, but these letters keep expanding, and there's more, I guess, even more diversity within that, and the letters keep growing, expanding, and numbers. I mean, can we have a conversation about that? Because I'm like, I like to think I'm quite an open-minded guy, but I feel like it's expanded so far that I got a little bit confused as to just how large this community is. What is involved in it now? How many letters? How many numbers? Do you agree with it? Are you planning to take over the world? Is that the world? If you add enough letters in there, you may cater for everybody.
No, I think it's just giving everyone their own voice. Everyone is unique in their own experiences, and some people may not relate to the LGBT plus community. So I think diversity is a good thing, and it should.
But is it about diversity or is it about sexuality?
It's about both, I would say.
But can you be within the community? Obviously, supporting the community and being in the community is. Can you be within that LGBTQ plus community and not and have and just be diverse without it being about your sexuality? Is there anything that represents that? I mean, or is it all about sexuality? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So what is in there? What? Say you've got obviously. Well, you tell me.
So right, so you've got lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, LGBT, queer, Q, intersex.
What's that mean?
Good question.
It's a good question. Let's move on. What else is in there? Intersex, whatever that.
Intersex.
I'm
asexual.
I'm intersex. Intersex, you get it?
Yes, I do.
Is that, I assume that's not what it means.
No. I couldn't tell you what it means. I would have to Google what it means.
Okay.
Because I honestly don't know.
Right.
You've then got A, which is asexual.
Meaning?
Again, off the top of my head, I'm not entirely sure.
It's very confusing for me. I mean, I should learn more. I'm sure.
Yep. Same.
Yeah. Right. I know you get things like polyamorous.
Yep.
Which is having more than one partner, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Openly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is in there? Is kinky in there? I always wonder it's kinky. Sounds a bit kinky. I mean,
No, that
right.
wouldn't be under
Oh,
LGBT
no.
plus. That
Okay.
wouldn't be under that. That would.
That's an illegal of its own, is it?
Uh. Huh.
Right, let's just stick
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
initials. What else is in there that we know about? Is there anything?
That's as far as I
Right.
can remember off the top of my head.
So okay, so the question that I was intrigued to really ask was, with the letters and numbers growing, I guess the community grows, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I totally understand that. Once again, people are not feeling, you know, so alone, so outcasted through what they feel sexually, or you know, which is great. Do you think that do you think that it's great?
Yeah, I think it's a positive thing. It just shows that even within our community, there's diversity. Anyone can be what they want to be, and with it growing, it shows that you're not the only one that feels like that. There are others that feel the same way that you do.
Yeah. What about this one? Because it's just come to mind, right? And I'm open-minded, and I feel that the liberal people should have much of an influence on society as the people that are not. You know, I don't think, you know, I think everyone should have their voice and stuff like that. But I guess, you know, it gets to the point, because it's sort of like becomes so open-minded. I know that there's one where they don't relate to a gender.
Yep.
I'm not sure which one that is.
Again, can tell you off the top of my head.
But it's you know, I just think for people not in the community, sometimes it's, you know, and I guess it's going in there with a different set of beliefs that maybe is slightly narrow-minded, but you know, it's all becoming so open-minded now. It's difficult to know how, you know, if you're not relating to a man or a woman, you know, and I know it becomes about them, what are the correct terms, and them, and it's like, wow, I mean, how would you navigate your way through a world where, you know, you're not relating to any gender? I'm sure that they do. I'm sure that they do.
Just speak to the person.
I should. I've never spoken to anybody. I've never come across anybody. So maybe that's my lesson that I need to do. But it's like all of a sudden it's like it's blowing your mind. I'm not a man, women, or anything. I'm and them. Yeah, them. Isn't that plural? No, you see, maybe that's my ignorance, but I just thought I'd ask. On to the somewhat fun question, that's what I feel. So the question is, I know within the gay community there are all sorts of fetish events where people can explore their sexuality, and can you name some? I'll get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
I know that there's a pub or a club somewhere in the country that you can go, and you go in the nude.
Well, you don't go in the nude. You turn up, you get there, and then
you take off all your clothes.
You take off your clothes when you get there.
And so you're just walking around in the bar, having a drink, sitting down. Everyone's in the nude. Do you say you wear shoes?
You can do. It depends which one you go to.
Oh, so there are a number.
Some say that you have to wear shoes.
Some say you have to wear shoes. Shoes are a must. The rest of your clothing isn't a must. Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, it's pretty crazy, but it's, you know, I'm sure it's fun.
Yeah.
Can you name any others?
So you've got saunas. You've got fetish bars.
Saunas where like you meet up, you go in a sauna and you get your groove on. Yeah. Okay. We won't explore it further than that. Yeah.
So you've got fetish and kink bars.
What is that?
So it will vary depending on what the fetish is.
Yeah.
Or the kink is.
Like what? I mean, someone like me doesn't know a variety of fetishes or kinks.
So you've got leather. You've got pups.
Pups?
You've got...
What's pups? You're going to take your little puppy, do you?
Not exactly, no.
Right.
It's... So, basically, you can...
Dress up as a dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you act like a dog. Like, you'll have, like, a trainer. and a pup.
Yeah? Alright.
Yeah.
What do you do? Just walk around on a lead?
No, you just
Do a wee up the
you
corner
you
of
just
the
get
room?
to act like
Oh yeah,
a
I
dog.
just act like a
Just
dog.
act like a
Bark
dog.
and that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I probably shouldn't laugh, should I? It's probably someone's genuine interest, and I shouldn't
Yeah.
laugh. So I apologise for that. It just, it's just unusual for me. I'm not ever entered them worlds. Go on and carry on anyway, before I dig a hole.
What- there are others. I just can't think. There are hundreds.
But I suppose the question really is, I mean, from a guy that's never really been in that scene, and I'm sure for the heterosexual community there are, all sorts of things that people get involved in, and I'm not pro or against this. I'm just having a conversation that, but it just comes across that the gay community. It's loads of just wild stuff that people get up to. Do you think that's healthy or not healthy?
I would say it's more liberal. I would say, and I think we're a lot more open about our sexuality. And I think we don't mind exploring different things.
Just anything goes. Within reason. Within reason. Obviously,
yeah.
Not,
Yeah, within
healthy
reason.
to
Yeah.
nothing forced or anything
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to really wanted to talk about that bar where you walk around in nude with shoes on. I mean, it's just like it just seems bizarre to someone like me, but yet at the same time quite entertaining, and I'm sure very different to your bog standard bar. So, but anyway, okay, so if you want to do that, there's plenty of stuff out there for people to explore.
Yeah,
there are things out there.
If you've got any sort of fetish, just go online, Google it, and you'll.
Exactly.
There's more than likely something or someone that will be in the same thing to you.
Yeah. I guess
and there's probably groups as well.
The message is just make sure you feel safe in whatever you do.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, final question. What advice would you give somebody that is struggling with their sexuality?
Talk to friends and family you can trust. Go online. Do some Googling. I can't think of any other sites.
I suppose there's online communities.
Yeah,
there must be.
You can go
to support.
Online support communities that you can go and speak to people. Yeah. You can do it anonymous as well. You don't have to.
Right.
You can go online, chat to people, and they'll be able to help you understand what's going on for you.
Yeah. And do you think, from your experience, when you come to terms with it internally, do you think that, I suppose when you come out and you get a better grounding within your identity, do you think that transition from one somewhat of confusion to acceptance is a much better place to be mentally?
Yeah, I think it would be for most people. Because you're accepting a part of yourself that you're unsure about.
Yeah.
So I think it would make it easier for you to deal with other things if you have other things going on within your life.
Yeah. I think that goes with anything, right? If we have internal questions rather than keep dismissing them.
Talk to someone about it.
Sometimes things just fester and fester and fester, and that can come out in all sorts of, probably mental conditions.
Weird and wonderful ways.
Weird and wonderful ways, exactly. So
speak to people.
That's 8 questions, right?
Cool.
As always, I'm going to end up on a quick fire round. These are quick fire rounds. You haven't really got too much time to think. So I've got 15 questions. I want snappy answers, okay? You ready then, cracky guys? No. Here we go. Right, ready? Favourite colour?
Purple.
Purple. 3 words best describes you. Quick. Quick. Quick.
Fun. Mind blank.
Mind blank, that's an unusual way to describe yourself. We're going to move on because that was way too slow. Which family member are you closest to? Come on, you've got to speed up.
Yeah, not answering that one.
Not answering them. Okay, all right. Where was your happy place? Do not say that naked pup.
No, my happy place is at home where I can relax, be myself.
Right, okay. What's your favourite part of a man's body?
The mind.
The mind. You went for the mind. Wow, that's a good one. What is the biggest lie? This is a good one. What is the biggest lie or exaggeration you said to impress a crush or someone? Come on, this is a good question. I'm going to give you extra time for this one because I'm just intrigued by hearing someone's answer.
Yeah, that is a very good question.
It is.
I told someone that I was visiting a friend in hospital when I was there to do other things.
So you went round somebody's house and said you was going to visit someone in hospital, but you were there for different purposes?
No. I met them on the way home from the hospital, but said I was coming from the hospital.
Oh, and you actually wasn't?
I was, but for other reasons than visiting a friend.
Okay, alright, I'm confused. Alright, what is a goal that you're looking to achieve?
A goal I am looking to achieve. These are a nightmare.
That's alright, because you are useless at quick fire rounds. I'll tell you, you are not good.
No, I'm not.
Better.
A goal.
Just a goal. To get through the end of this video,
yes.
Please. Alright, go on then. Alright. What's your worst habit?
Worst habit would. Oh.
Hesitation?
Yeah. Worst habit, not always waking up when I need to.
Okay. Favourite sandwich?
I don't eat sandwiches. So.
Favourite rap?
Probably free being Mexican.
Yeah. Okay. Favourite type of underwear?
Jockstrap.
Jockstrap. What is a jockstrap? I don't even know what it is.
Google it.
Google it. All right then. Favourite song of all time?
The only one that is coming to my head at this moment in time is Numb by Linkin Park.
Oh yeah, good one. Good choice. What song would you like to be at your first dance if you got married? Don't say numb.
Bring Me to Life by Evanescence.
Yeah, oh wow, you are a rock man. Okay, if you had a superpower, what would you want to have?
To be able to help people through struggles.
Oh, you are a saviour. Okay, final one. What? Final one. I had this one at the end.
Oh,
I
God.
laugh because I'm so juvenile.
Oh, God.
What is the longest fart you have ever... I'm so juvenile. What is the longest fart you have ever done roughly in seconds?
Like 2 seconds? I don't know.
2 seconds, only 2 seconds.
If that?
Yeah, if that, you're a short and sweet farter.
Yeah.
Right, there's your 550 quid. Thank you, Craig, and I'm hoping to get you on again to talk about your journey for your own mental health at some stage, because I know you have lots to share to help and give others insight. Cheers, Craig.
No worries.